What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So you may have heard that Nevada police will drop the investigation involving the microphone throwing incident that involved Cardi B during a concert that she was participating in that area. I think it was in Las Vegas. So the video footage shared on social media, clear as day, shows that she did get doused with water or some type of fluid on her. I don't deny that. That did occur. And if someone had went through with a frivolous lawsuit, which they were trying to do, and I think most of us realize this lawsuit was frivolous because we have common sense, we pretty much said, you know, there's really nothing there. You initiated this situation. You could get a sense that this person was trying to, in where it's become a wave of an epidemic of sorts. You see people trying to bait celebrities, who they see as walking ATM machines, walking lottery tickets, into reacting in a way that will justify them suing these celebrities for damages. In this situation, for assault. Now, look, I don't have an issue with police dropping the charges against Cardi B because it was bullshit anyway. But my thing is, and I can't help but keep bringing this up, why isn't this common sense logic used when it comes to Michael Irvin? Right? Now, people will say, well, Michael Irvin has a past. Well, so does Cardi B. Cardi B has admitted to drugging men, mostly black men, and robbing them. But she put it as she was surviving. She also, if you do a little research, had another incident where she threw a microphone at her DJ several weeks ago. And there's a lot of other things she's done as far as record-wise and just for the public record-wise. So she has a pretty sordid past as well, right? You could argue more sordid than Michael Irvin, who's been on his best behavior for many, 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 many years, past his wild and reckless days in the 90s and early 2000s. But just, and look, I get it, it's different situations, different cases, different sort of charges. I get it, but it just bothers me that people had really no reaction to seeing her hurl a microphone at somebody, right? But you got people who, men, supposedly men, going along with this BS narrative that he harassed her because he touched her elbow. He got in her personal space. When, if you look at the videotape, you clearly see she was the initiator. She walked toward Michael Irvin. She didn't have to go into the area where he was at. She could have crossed directly straight. She could have went forward, straight ahead, to get to where she had to go. She made that turn because she wanted to talk to Michael Irvin. Now, whether this was a setup or not, I don't know. But it appeared that her manager, her direct boss, was PO'd because they're not supposed to interact with VIPs. They're not supposed to interact with them. But somehow you had people trying to justify that he deserves to lose his job because he touched someone's elbow. Think of the absurdity of that. The absurdity. Years ago, you had Jim Carrey grab Alicia Silverstone of Clueless fame on MTV, some award show, grabbed her by her fucking head and shoved his tongue down her fucking throat. And everybody laughed. Oh, because it's Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey paid no price for that. None. But this man's career still is in limbo because he touched someone's fucking elbow. That's the most you got. Then they say he slapped his face. Well, Yeah, maybe he was slapping his face because he said he was tired. How many times do people, when they're sleepy and maybe a little bit drunk, trying to stay awake, they slap their face? But that just goes to show you that, unlike some of these race grifters around here on the right, who try to tell you that racism died during the Civil War, we still do have some remnants of racism that permeate in our society. And it's a shame. It is. It's a shame. But anyway, and I don't care about this is different. You can go on a tangent about, oh, well, what she did. I don't want to hear none of that crap. I know all of the differences. The fact remains that the public reaction is almost always the same in these situations. When it's a woman, for the most part, unless the perpetrator that she's doing it on looks like a George W. Bush, nobody cares. When it's someone like Michael Irvin, if he did the exact same thing, if he was an entertainer but happened to be of the same of his heritage, and he threw a microphone, I bet you this would have got a lot more press. A lot more press. Because like I told you, since the 90s, there's been a blueprint, in the media. The OJ blueprint. And I'm not saying OJ was innocent totally. I don't think that he did that deed. I don't think that he did the crime. But I do believe that he knew what happened. I believe that he was present. And I think that I'll tell you this, either he was present when it occurred, or he happened to come upon the scene immediately after the deed was done. I have a theory as to what happened, but I don't talk about it on YouTube. Like I said, we don't know. We don't really know. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Tell me what you guys think.